Alright, team. We have a challenging case on our hands.
I think it could be granulomatosis with polyangiitis due to the combination of symptoms.
Maybe it's Behçet's disease, considering the oral ulcers and skin lesions.
I am leaning towards rheumatoid arthritis as a possible diagnosis here.
What about systemic lupus erythematosus? The symptoms could match up.
Shut up. It's none of those. The correct diagnosis is congenital ichthyosiform erythroderma. Randall, you will perform a metastasectomy immediately, even though it's risky. It's our best shot.
Understood, Doctor.
Leslie, Frank, I need you to break into the patient's residence to find any clues that might help us solve this mystery. Time is of the essence. Go now.
Consider it done, Hawks.
Let's move, Leslie. We need to find those clues. And I guess I'll go where someone needs me.
They're opening a hospital in North Korea. Go there and stay there. Thanks. Oh, what the hell is it now?
Yes, Hawks. I heard you want to perform metastasectomy on your patient with what you believe is congenital ichthyosiform erythroderma.
That's correct. I have years of experience, Tracy. Don't question my judgment.
Hawks, you know I respect your experience, but not your judgment calls.
Okay, we'll let my experience do the judgment. It says to perform a metastectomy.
I also have experience. It disagrees.
You have experience infiltrating book clubs centered around the Twilight series. I don't want to hear it.
That doesn't make any sense.
Oh no, the patient is in critical condition. This is not looking good.
I know, Randall. It's a tough situation. I don't think metastasectomy was the right treatment for congenital ichthyosiform erythroderma, despite Dr. Hawks's insistence.
I don't think so either. Maybe not letting you help me in this instance was a mistake. It's like I missed something.
If it's any consolation, Leslie and Frank probably aren't going to find anything either. This guy actually lived in the lobby of the hospital under numerous disguises and no one noticed.
If that's true, where do you think they went? Hawks had to send them somewhere.
Leslie, we've been walking around this college campus for 2 hours now. We still have not found the Lambda Sigma Delta house.
Wait, that's what we've been looking for? Who gave you the patient's address?
Dr. Gary.
I didn't even need to ask. No wonder we found nothing.
Maybe it was a typo. These Greek letters do get confusing.
Knowing it's Gary, Lambda Sigma Delta can be nothing more than an obvious prank. We're wasting our time here.
Well, if that's true, I guess we'll just walk back.
We walked 2 whole miles getting to this side of campus. Let's get a ride back.
Oh my God. How could you nearly kill our patient with such a reckless misdiagnosis and treatment? Congenital ichthyosiform erythroderma. Are you kidding me? And, metastasectomy. Absolutely ridiculous.
It was your idea, Hawks.
Yeah, maybe it's time to take responsibility for your own actions. You probably made Leslie and Frank wise up to our activities, so they finally quit this abomination.
Actually, where the hell are they? They should have been back by now.
I'm not sure. We haven't heard from them all day.
They're probably partying it up at the Lambda Sigma Delta house.
The what?
Gary, that was a joke suggestion. The patient was homeless and typically slept in the hospital waiting room in different outfits.
I thought something was off. What fraternity would name themselves after a recreational drug?
I hate both of you right now. Figure out what's wrong with the patient. I need lunch. I can't stop thinking about this patient of mine, Johnson. Something just doesn't add up.
Really? What's going on with them?
They have all of the classic symptoms of a heart condition, but the tests keep coming back inconclusive.
That does sound puzzling. Have you tried consulting with the hospital's cardiologist, Dr. Witherspoon?
I have, but even he is stumped. It's like the pieces of the puzzle aren't fitting together.
When you talked to him, you didn't do it mid-cheeseburger now, did you?
Suddenly realizing, wait a minute. It all makes sense now.
What? What makes sense?
I know what's wrong with my patients. Sorry, Johnson, I have to go. I'll catch up with you later.
Confused, wait. But what about lunch?
I'll explain later. Thanks for understanding. I figured it out, guys. It's not congenital ichthyosiform erythroderma.
Hawks, what are you doing here without protective gear? You can't just storm in like that.
Seriously, Hawks, this is unacceptable. You're putting everyone at risk.
He's always been a loose cannon, but this is reckless even for him.
Fox, you can't just barge in here like that. What's going on?
Relax, everyone. I solved this case during lunch with Dr. Johnson. Harada disease.
Koyanagi. Harada disease? What's the prognosis, Hawks?
Yeah, what's the treatment plan? This is a serious diagnosis.
Hawks, you better have a solid explanation for all this.
Tell you what, how about you clowns tell me how Leslie and Frank came back from Lambda Sigma Delta just in time for surgery?
They have these things called cars now, Hawks.
I didn't think you could afford them with the salary this hospital gives either of you combined.
We did what we normally do with a patient's residence, but a vehicle.
Oh, well, I'm impressed. Anyway, the patient's prognosis is good if we treat it immediately. Have a great night, everybody.
Hawks, why is there a tow truck outside my office pulling a car out from the room below me?
Probably because that's an illegal parking space.
I know that, smartass. I'm trying to figure out if you had anything to do with it.
My cane probably slipped on the clutch or something. It happens.
You didn't drive that car. I saw Leslie and Frank stumble out of it, intoxicated this afternoon.
And you let them into the operating room? Are you crazy?
Don't turn this around on me.
No, I have to. You let these two freeloaders think they could just crash a car and treat their injuries while we're trying to figure out what's wrong with our patient. It's not a mystery why the board is hesitant to conserve their budget, even with the influx of cash from Dr. Duke's estate.
Hawks, I had other business to attend to. I thought someone would have called security on them for that incident.
You're complacent, Tracy. I'm filing that in my complaint against you.